Thank you for checking out Murder Dictionary Podcast. I just wanted to give a quick disclaimer that we are still learning the ropes of audio and podcasting in general. The sound quality and content will get better as we get more experience, so please bear with us through this learning curve. We focus mostly on the murderers, so some listeners may feel that the subject is approached too lightheartedly and with a lack of focus on the victims. Although we want to be sensitive to that, we cannot help but focus on the details or facts that we find most fascinating. And for us, that is often the life of the murderer and the details of the crimes. We appreciate you checking us out and hope that you are also interested in the stories that we are intrigued enough by to explore. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and don't forget to subscribe on iTunes. Welcome to the Murder Dictionary Podcast. My name is Brianna, and with me is Kelly.
Hey.
Today we are discussing axe murder. We've got a few cases and a little bit of history for you. Some of the oldest tools ever discovered were axes. In early weaponry, axes were often used because they were cheaper than swords, more readily available, and more functional due to their many uses. They're a lot more uncommon today, but axe murder was more common in the 19th century and before because axes had so many purposes around the average household.
Your voice is beautiful. It's like it's so angelic.
Oh man, I feel ridiculous. Yeah. I feel like I'm giving a high school report or something.
No, it's good. Good.
Axes were used during cooking, chopping wood, or killing livestock.
How do you cook with an axe? Is that like a spatula? Like
pretty much.
Do you mix the cake batter?
You just hit the pan really hard and it sparks, and then there's fire.
Yeah.
You just throw meat at it, and then you've got dinner.
I'm gonna try that. Yeah, that's fucking electric stuff.
Fuck microwave.
Yeah, let's get this axe.
Let's see, even beyond rural areas, an axe would likely be in every home to use for fireplaces and wood stoves. So basically, axe murder was committed because of convenience and ability to easily find an axe. The axe is an emotional and extreme weapon, and using one to kill speaks of rage or deep emotional turmoil.
Yeah, you gotta get in there. You gotta you gotta hit someone and then feel the bone smash, and then you gotta breathe and then pull it out and then smash again.
Because there's so many stories you hear of the axe really just getting stuck in the body.
Yeah.
So you're standing over it like the way that people chop wood with your foot on someone's head and pulling it out and doing it over again.
Have you chopped wood? It's fucking awful.
It's terrible.
Imagine bone.
And the last time I even saw an axe was maybe when I was 12. And I'm old.
Yeah.
So it's been a long fucking time. You never see them anymore.
Yeah, I feel like there was one in school, with glass. That, didn't they used to have one of those? Or was
with glass?
Maybe the axe was outside the glass that you would hit in case of emergency or something like that.
Ones?
Yeah, the fire ones.
I feel like the ones I see now have a little baton. Like a cop baton. They're like, you guys can't have axes anymore.
No,
somebody
just a baton.
ruined it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to put this fire out with my axe.
I don't know. Axe murder makes me picture 90s Mountain Dew commercials. It's super extreme.
Yeah. I feel Paul Bunyan's like a good axe. I just think beards, plaid shirts, just high-waisted suspenders, chopping wood, and
7-foot tall dudes.
Yeah.
Standing over a body.
Yeah, exactly. Just that's kind of hot.
Oh man!
Maybe a Mountain Dew in their hand. I don't know.
Maybe. All right. So our first case is Victor Licata.
Licata. Okay, so Victor Licata was the son of a Florida barbershop chain owner Michael and his wife Rosalie. Victor's parents were first cousins. Way to go,
Sick.
Florida. Yeah, of
Super
course.
hot. Florida killing it once again.
It's totally normal. And there was a history of mental illness in his family. A granduncle and 2 paternal cousins had been committed to insane asylums. Licata's younger brother had been diagnosed with dementia. You gotta help me with this word.
Praecox, I think?
Praecox. Victor's psychiatrist said, as a child, Victor was always frail, sensitive, and somewhat reclusive. He began to develop queer manners as an attitude of indifference and a desire to be alone. Most kids do. That's like normal.
I feel like that's just my life.
Yeah.
I never outgrew that.
Did you get picked on? All right, I'm sensitive, I'm frail, and I sit in the corner sometimes.
I'm just going to be a giant weirdo.
Yeah.
That's just what I do now.
Yeah, my queer manners. So police had tried to have Victor Licata committed at age 20, but they withdrew the petition when Victor's parents insisted they could take better care of him at home, which is fucking ridiculous.
The biggest mistake.
Like, the police, for once, were trying to do it right and just, like, you know, do their job.
Yeah.
And the parents were like, no. You got this, cuz? We got this. We can be better parents.
We can handle it. We good. We good.
Oh, we're good.
No good deed goes unpunished.
So on October 16th, 1933, police discovered Michael Licata, his wife Rosalie, their 2 sons, Jose and Philip, and a daughter, Prudence, had been murdered with an axe in their Tampa, Florida home. The only survivor was Victor Licata. Police found him cowering in the bathroom with clean clothes on, but underneath his skin was stained with dry blood.
I don't know why that's like one of the things that creeps me out the most about
So he
this
changed,
story.
right?
Yeah.
He was like,
just
I'm
like
bloody.
the like, you know, that mental imagery where you can actually feel it. Like,
Yeah.
I could feel that like on my skin when I hear it. Like,
Yeah.
he just changed his clothes, even though he's got this gnarly, sticky, gross, dried blood on him.
Should I wash up? No,
That's cool.
Just a new white tee.
You
It's
guys
fine.
ready to go out? Like, I'm gonna put on a clean shirt.
I'll change my socks.
Let's do this.
Yeah, it's fine. So he started staggering around and said, I've had a terrible dream. People tried to hack off my arms. It's like every one of my nightmares.
Dude, every day.
Yeah. I deal with this every day.
Feel you, dog.
Yeah. An officer asked who, and Victor said, I don't know. Maybe one was my uncle. They slashed me with knives and I saw blood dripping from an axe. He changed his story a few times and had no clear recollection of committing the crimes. So he knew he did it. He made up like...
Yeah, like it's hard to tell because clearly he was mentally ill to some degree.
Yeah.
He had mental health struggles. They knew about that.
Yeah.
So it's hard to know if he was trying to get out of it and lying or like what the deal was, or if he really just, just didn't know.
Or was in a psychotic
Blacked
state.
out.
Yeah.
I don't know.
If he did know and he was trying to fake it, like... Good job. Always go with the nightmare.
That's a good one. Make up the worst story ever.
I'm using that. Thank you, Licata. There are varying accounts. Alleged marijuana use ranging from habitual within like the 6 months leading up to the murders to smoking once at a pool hall 2 weeks prior to the attack to never having smoked before. Most accounts said he was down with Mary Jane to some varying degree. So he liked to smoke a little bit, but he could have been chonging out every day, or he could have...
Maybe.
Yeah.
I think you once said puff, puff, murder.
Yeah. So good. So the only consistency that there was no physical evidence that Victor Licata was actually high as fuck at the time of the murders. So we don't know if he was high. Although it can be disputed, allegedly when interviewed, Victor said he had been in the habits of smoking muggles, a name for marijuana. It's the cutest name for fucking marijuana.
So adorable.
Harry Potter, folks. Okay, so muggles is a name for non-magic folk, which marijuana is obviously magical. So I don't know how they...
I also like to envision that J.K. Rowling knew about this and was like, remember that Victor Licata story? I'm a huge true crime buff. I'm just going to throw this in there.
Yeah. Muggles. The people that weren't down were named after weed, so that's great.
Oh.
All right, so in his interview with detectives, Victor said that his father had charged into his room the night before, pulling him out of bed and holding him against the wall. He said his mother then came in and sawed off his arms while taunting and mocking him. I don't know if this is another dream. He said she then jabbed homemade wooden arms with claws into his stumps while his siblings pointed and laughed. That is some deep shit coming out, man. Like, that's some deep...
I mean, everybody has trouble with their siblings, right? That's like a normal thing.
Yeah,
you know, sometimes you just kind of fight over a toy. Yeah. Sometimes your sister borrows your clothes. Sometimes they install fake arms.
Yeah, peg legs, you know? And but to all of them, they make you into a puppet. He claimed that as revenge, he knocked each family member unconscious with a, quote, funny axe. So like a rubber axe or something he found on the porch. When asked what made the axe so funny, he claimed it was rubbery and bendable, like something out of a cartoon. Fucking awesome.
It's like Roger Rabbit.
Yeah, totally. Just no one really dies, you know? Because he was so convinced about this insane explanation, police believe that he must have had a nightmare and awoke in a delirious state, which earned him the over-the-top nickname, the Dream Slayer.
My next band.
Sick. Of course, law enforcement honed in on his admission to drinking moonshine and smoking weed and used that to villainize both Victor and Mary Jane.
Man, it just seems like he's a chill-ass dude.
Yeah.
You know? Just happened to find an act.
He sounds a lot like me. Like, we just smoke weed and we, you know, did drink. And Moonshine and nightmares, fuck, and rubber axes everywhere.
He's exactly like you.
Yeah, we're just twinsies. Cypress Hill needs to write a song called The Dream Slayer. Nightmares.
You know, Kelly and I wanted to practice a Be Real impression, but neither of us were successful.
It's fucking awful.
You can just imagine it yourself, that he wrote a song called Dream Slayer. Maybe submit some lyrics to us, you know.
The first commissioner of the Narcotics Bureau, created June 1st, 1930, Harry Jacob Anslinger, used this case as an example of the dangers of marijuana. He referenced the Licata murders in many of his speeches, interviews, press interactions, and even when giving testimony to Congress. Anslinger, oops, I hate this guy, created marijuana scare tactic movies and based Reefer Madness off of the Licata murders.
He sounds like a real chill dude.
Yeah, what a fucking asshole, man. Okay, made, you know, weed Schedule 1 up there with meth. He was like, this guy murdered someone on weed. It's just like meth.
I just really think he needs to smoke a bowl. That's all.
Yeah.
Just chill out, dude.
Anslinger, if you're still alive, smoke that bowl. Yeah. I'll pack it for you. So Anslinger was insistent that marijuana was the only cause for Victor's murderous rampage and never acknowledged that Victor had struggled with mental illness. Eventually, Anslinger was responsible for outlawing weed altogether.
Dick.
Fucking jerk. Medical professionals deemed Victor unfit to stand trial due to a form of psychosis. I wonder if is that a weed psychosis? Like, obviously you're not high.
I mean, maybe it was just really good weed.
Yeah, it was just lasted forever. Just, oh man. That is now understood to be schizophrenia, which ran in Victor's family. Upon entering a mental health facility, the examining psychiatrist, Dr. H. Mason Smith, concluded that Licata's insanity was probably hereditary.
Dude, I want a name that just has an initial. I'm sorry, but that's just H.H. Holmes, H. Mason Smith. I just feel like that means you're a gangster.
Yeah. William H. Macy.
Exactly. I can't think of one other one, but I want that.
Susan B. Anthony.
Jesus Christ, you're good at this.
Oh my God.
George R.R. Martin? J.K. Rowling.
Yes.
I did it.
Yes. Oh, man. Mason Smith concluded that Licata's insanity was probably, hereditary. Licata's history indicates that the cause of his crimes was a long-lasting psychosis. At the Florida State Mental Hospital, he was diagnosed as suffering dementia praecox with homicidal tendencies, which is now called paranoid schizophrenia. And he was observed to be overly psychotic. Hospital records do not blame Licata's crimes on his lifelong mental illness or weed. In fact, marijuana is never mentioned. Fucking big surprise.
Shocker.
Yeah, Anslinger misrepresented the Licata case for over 15 years in order to terrify the public about marijuana. In the hospital, it is rumored that Licata killed another patient, but source info and records can't be found, so can't claim if it's true or not.
Yeah, I tried. I really tried. There's a couple places that said that it happened, but there's just no record. There's no name of the person. There's no death certificate. I don't know.
And I feel like a mental institution, people are dying left and right to like negligence.
Or maybe they covered it up.
Yeah, they're
it
just
could
like
have happened. I don't know. It's just like I can't say it's a fact.
Yeah, it probably. I'm gonna say it.
It happens.
Yeah,
you guys, you heard it here first. Breaking news.
Licata killed another patient. Not on weed. Licata received a life sentence to a mental institution, but in 1945, after 12 years, he escaped with a group of other patients fleeing a communal dorm. Which is kind of fucking crazy to run into those people. Like, if they're just fleeing a mental institution and you're just like, oh, hey guys, ran into you. You guys need a lift in my van? Like,
or you're at the bus stop.
Yeah.
This group of mental patients comes rolling up. They're all in their
same outfits.
Hospital outfits.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Fucking
how
creepy.
terrifying.
Yeah.
That alone is like a horror movie to me.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
And how bad, especially if it's at night, but, and how bad could it be if like, the patients there, like, we got to get the fuck out of here, man. Like, this is bad. Not even, like, to be crazy.
That's the way that all mental hospitals were.
I'll take jail.
Like, send me to jail,
Yeah.
dude.
I'm going to run away because I'm not crazy, and then I'm going to get retried and go to fucking jail because this is insane. And like, I don't want to do it. So, let's see. He was captured about 5 years later, and within a few months of being back in the hospital, he killed himself. Again, probably not the coolest place to fucking live.
Yeah.
It was easy for people just to be scared of Anslinger, or the way of how Anslinger portrayed Licata, and not dig into like the mental health issues.
Yeah, people just bought it.
Yeah, it's just like, it's weed. It's not us as like human beings.
Right,
It's
not taking care of our people, and
it's something we ingest, you know?
Yeah.
That does it. It's that magical plant. The goddamn muggles.
For many axe murders, the weapon is one of opportunity, but the next case covers a man who clearly brought the weapon with him. Jake Bird.
Not Jake Bug.
Oh my god. Jake Bud.
That's what I read it as when I first read that. I was like, Jake Bug? Why do I know that name?
That sounds familiar.
And then I had to do a whole Google on Jake Bug, and I was like, when you read the rest of the story, it sounds like, I believe it's Jake Bug. Like,
okay.
Yeah.
As long as you believe that, that's what we'll go with.
Yeah.
Jake Bug described where he was born as somewhere out in Louisiana where they ain't no post office. Sounds real tight. Real party town.
Jake Bug has a song called Kentucky, which is too far. And he's singing like this in my world. Like a really like old.
So much banjo.
It is. And he's from the UK, which is really weird. But this song sound like, I feel like you should be playing his song to this whole entire Louisiana killing. Like,
the songs of the South made by Britain.
Great American accent. It's fantastic.
He left home at 19 to travel, see the world, just, eat, pray, love.
Sisterhood of the Traveling
The Traveling Axe Murders.
Yeah.
He became an itinerant worker. Traveling to different towns afforded him the opportunity to engage in his hobbies of burglary and violence against women.
Good hobbies to have.
Super fun. He became a transient and a railroad worker who also had an extensive criminal record of burglary, assaults, and attempted murder, which led to multiple incarcerations, totaling about 15 years in Michigan, Iowa, and Utah.
Gross.
Yeah, I don't understand. You just go to jail so many times and they keep giving you these little sentences.
It's only assault and burglary. I mean, you didn't...
No big deal. But attempted murder?
Yeah.
Attempted murder is on here. Jeez.
Not full murder.
Let that guy go, you know? Overcrowding, am I right,
He'll
guys?
go to another state. Let Utah have him.
Pass him off. So, on October 30th, 1947, Bird broke into a Tacoma, Washington house of a 52-year-old widow, Bertha Clute, I think, K-L-U-D-T. I'm going to say Clute.
Cluh. What's up, Cluh?
That sounds better. Cluh. And attempted to sexually assault her. Her 17-year-old daughter, Beverly June, hears the scuffle from upstairs and comes down to the kitchen where she was immediately murdered with an axe. quick.
Thank God he didn't take his time.
Real nice guy, you know?
Yeah. What a sweetheart.
A neighbor hears the screaming and reports it to the police, so officers go to the house and arrive just in time to see Jake Bird running out the back door. He jumped several fences, and when he was finally cornered by 3 officers in the alley, he pulled a knife. He stabbed one officer's hand, another officer's shoulder, and he was finally subdued after a kick to the groin from the 3rd officer. When in doubt, go for the balls.
I'll kick you in the nuts.
Like, that's the best lesson.
Yeah.
You get cornered, go for the balls.
My dad taught me that lesson when I was like 8 years old. It was like, kick him in the balls.
That's a good dad.
Smart, yeah.
You know, that should
way
be
to
the
go,
first
Dad.
lesson,
Yeah.
for sure. So the person that finally subdued him was a prize fighter called Tiny Lamar. I just imagined him, Tiny, like, learning this maneuver at the Three Stooges Police Academy. Like, poking the eyes out and going for the nets. Like, he's this big, strong dude. Why is he doing that? But whatever. It worked.
Yeah.
Upon initial interrogation, Bird denied any involvement and said a man named Leroy had committed the murders.
That's racist.
Leroy's his imaginary friend. He doesn't even have a color.
Is it Leroy? Because
It might be Leroy. However, later on, Bird gave a signed confession and was quoted as stating, "I like using an axe because it does the job very well." Super creep.
Well, I mean, I guess, yeah, those like the long muskets, they would have, well, it's 47. Never mind. Yeah, it's not the 1700s. Never mind. They have guns. What am I talking about?
And the other thing is, he ran out of the back of the house. He had just finished murdering these girls.
Yeah.
And he still had, like, blood and brain matter on him.
Ugh.
It's just, how are you going to try and say, like, it wasn't you?
You might want to dust that off a little. Hey, man, you got a little stuff in your hair. Yeah.
You should clean out your teeth. You've got some broccoli and some bone chips.
I don't get how he made it over like a bunch of fences. Like, I can't do one fence, let alone like just you're soaked in blood and it's still on you after jumping. And then he
can barely
stabbed.
make it onto a couch. So fences are not really my thing.
I get tired looking at a fence. Like, I'm just like,
whew, that fence is exhausting.
are we over yet? Like, let me know when we're there. This is terrible.
At the trial, he put up a surprise burglar defense in order to avoid the death penalty, but was unsuccessful.
I Googled surprise burglar defense, and Google was like, how to defend yourself when a burglar comes in. And I was like, that's not what I want. What is the surprise burglar defense? And I wanted to wait to ask you, what is that? Like,
well, so basically, he's trying to say his defense was that he was only trying to burgle. And then I really wanted to say the word burgle. So he was trying to commit some theft, and then he was surprised when they woke up and found him, and in self-defense, he murdered the shit out of them. You know, just a little rape and murder because you're scared because you're robbing a place.
This would probably work. Like, that defense would be so solid in Florida. Like, and be like, you stood your ground inside their house, so.
Fucking Florida. Why?
Surprise burgle defense.
I was just so shocked. But of course, that didn't hold any weight because he had been caught fleeing the house and he had the brain matter and the blood on him and all that. So
fucking dead giveaway.
Seriously, whatever. I can't believe they even tried that. But after his conviction was announced, Bird was allowed to make a final statement. He spoke for 20 minutes.
Too long. Way too
That's
long.
about 19 minutes too long.
Yeah. It's giving him a lot of time.
They just
like,
start playing that Oscar music.
Yeah, wrap it up, B. Come on.
Yeah. Stating that his request to represent himself had been denied and that his own lawyers were against him. In the statement, he said, "I'm putting the Jake Bird hex on all of you who had anything to do with my being punished. Mark my words, you will die before I do."
19 minutes too long.
You could have cut that part out
Yeah.
and then just got to that one, like 2 sentences. You would have been good. Allegedly, 6 people connected with the trial died.
Oh my God.
The judge of a heart attack within a month of sentencing him to death.
Okay.
One of the officers who took his first confession, a police officer who took his second confession, and the court's chief clerk, and then one of Bird's prison guards.
Sick. This is way too many people. This is awful.
Then Bird's lawyer died on the first anniversary of his sentencing.
It's too coincidental.
But this has taught me that I need to start hexing people.
Yeah. Just anytime someone cuts me off, I'm like...
I put a Brianna hex on you.
Yeah.
Mark my words. You will get pulled over on your way home.
Yeah.
It's not death, but it's a massive inconvenience. You will order from Starbucks and they will use the wrong kind of milk. It's not death, but you'll be pissed. All right, my hexes aren't that good.
Those are fucking awful. I'm more scared. Just kill me. I specifically said almond milk in my macchiato.
And this is soy, you guys.
Ruined my day.
Oh, man. So the execution at the Washington State Penitentiary was scheduled for January 16th, 1948, but Bird claimed he had committed 44 other murders, which he was willing to help the police solve. He was granted a 60-day reprieve and was knowledgeable enough about 33 murders to be considered the prime suspect.
Jesus.
And all of that seemed to be committed with an axe.
That's just...
Super axe fan.
He probably had sick muscles. If you murdered like 40 people with an axe, you've got some sick biceps. Like...
Yeah, I feel like seeing his pictures, he looks like a really small dude.
Oh, that's depressing.
Yeah, I don't know, but that's just the impression I get. And he was executed by hanging on June 15th, 1949.
I think hanging's like a good way to go because you just die. And there's no like with the electric chair where you just, you might be alive. I think hanging, you just click and you're out. You're just done.
I mean, I don't know. That's one of the things that I just don't even like thinking about it. It freaks me out so much. Because I feel
no one gets hanged anymore.
There's no good way to die. Like, all of them.
Yes, there is. You take a lot of opium and you just fucking go to sleep.
Yeah.
You watch some Breaking Bad.
For a lot of heroin.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot he's in jail. He can't watch Breaking Bad and it didn't come out in 49.
It's not that chill.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't think of one way I'd like to. Well, maybe gas, because I feel like gas is
like farting.
I would like to be farted to death. I'd like someone to push out their poo air in my general direction till I succumb to the awful stench.
We were thinking two things. I thought you just meant you could uncontrollably fart until you died. You were just like dying, fucking shooting. And you're like, totally, I'm gonna die.
Lose all the air in your body.
Yeah, your asshole falls out. And...
Recently, a homeless lady farted on me. And so now I think the only thing I think of is someone farting on me whenever time farts come up.
Okay, tell me about on me.
I can be more specific. I work on Santa Monica Boulevard.
Yeah,
and cool. There's a lot of homeless people. I was sitting in front of Starbucks drinking my damn soy latte when it was supposed to be almond milk.
That's where you went wrong, man.
That's where everything went downhill. And I was fucking sitting at a table and a homeless lady was sitting next to me. She gets up, turns her body so that her ass is facing me and farts so loud. So loud.
You tasted
it was like her table, then me, then another table to the other side of me, and they looked over. They were looking at me like, holy shit. And she continued, it was one of those things where she was walking and it just kept going.
Oh no.
It was so bad. And it took and I couldn't just get up and leave. I felt like I had to be polite about it and be like, this isn't happening. Just go to my happy place.
I thought you didn't want to leave because people would think it was you. You're like, oh, I gotta go now.
That's probably, maybe that was part of it.
Yeah.
I was just so taken aback by the whole thing.
Yeah, that's really rude.
So anyway, the great homeless fart incident of 2016.
I survived.
I survived homeless farts. Oh my God, it was awful. Anyway.
All right.
So I also encourage you guys to go look at his mugshot. I'm going to put it on our Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, fucking everywhere.
I might have to look at that.
Because I think his mugshot is like one of the saddest things ever. His face is so sad. Like, I don't feel bad for him, but I just feel like his face looks like the life of a person that just never had a chance. You know, like, it's just, I don't know.
Like, just a
you
really
guys have
sad.
To see it. Yeah, his eyes are, like, sad.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. I'll put it up there. You guys got to see it.
I want to see it.
It's real sad. He looks very sad.
I like sad things.
I'm going to go check that sadness out.
Sad Jake Birdbug. All right. Should we go into the next one?
Yeah, next story time.
This next one's kind of hard for me to say. I don't know why. Next person is William Patrick Mitchell. It's going to be hard.
It's just too many names.
Yeah, William Patrick Mitchell. William Patrick Mitchell.
You got this.
As a boy, William Patrick Mitchell was a loner that wore shabby clothes and had unkempt hair. Again, I can so relate to this. Like, uncleanliness made him the target of ridicule, incessant teasing, and scorn from classmates.
I feel like we all had that kid in our class, and everybody like, oh man, it was so shitty just watching them be picked on.
Yeah. We had a thing in like gym class one time, and I felt so bad for this kid because forever, it was like 6th grade. You know, they had like those gym tests you do where you do like sit-ups in front of the class.
Yeah, you got to do way too many.
And he already got picked on, and he was the volunteer, and he did a sit-up, and he farted in front of the class, and shit did not end till high school. I think he's really successful and is like a lawyer now. So
you know, maybe that's good.
You gotta fart.
Forced him to be like, you know what, I'm the shit. I know I'm the shit. I'm going to prove to you guys that I'm the best motherfucker out here.
Yeah, I just showed you I'm the shit. Didn't you hear that? Like, it could go either way. He could have just killed us all, you know, in like 9th grade when we wouldn't stop laughing at him.
There's like no gray area there.
Yeah.
Either you're a mass murderer or you're fucking, I don't know, Steve Jobs or something.
Yeah. Either the fart makes or breaks you, you know? You gotta...
The moral of the story, the fart makes or breaks. It's a fart episode, you guys. A very special fart episode here on Murder Dictionary.
F for farts. Okay, so... Mitchell, his parents, and 5 brothers and sisters lived in poverty in a small house literally on the wrong side of the tracks. Literally. So the family moved to Brunswick, which is in Australia. I had to look that up too. Woo. I was like, you meant New Brunswick. Like, get out of here, this bitch.
Tried to correct that shit. I know better.
Yeah, I'm wrong. The family moved to Brunswick when Mitchell was 2. Okay, so he's 2 years old. His father worked at Peter's Creameries, sounds delicious, and he attended the local Catholic school until he was 13. Neighbors say Mitchell did not have the love and affection as most kids did.
Well, you could tell because he's all dirty.
Yeah, if someone loved him, they'd clean his hair and change his clothes.
Just get new clothes, take a bath.
Yeah, or is a creamery like an ice cream place?
Yeah.
So wouldn't your dad bring you home some, maybe he wasn't getting the ice cream he
Maybe
deserved.
he was just a sticky-ass kid.
Yeah, just when you, oh my God. You touch ice cream and everything, all the dirt everywhere is on you, so.
Yes.
I mean.
He's just attracted to you.
Yeah. Probably ants, too.
Nice.
Australian ants, which is so fucking worse.
The size of crows.
Yeah. That's fucking awful. Neighbors say Mitchell did not, he didn't have the love and affection most kids did. His family did not mix well with the rest of the townspeople and were poor. It's probably why they didn't like him. Like, ew, poor people.
I know, right? I'm allergic to poverty, you guys. Am I right?
I don't want to catch the poverty.
It's so depressing to just see them not have money.
Yeah.
Really bums me out.
Let's be mean to that kid.
That'll make me feel better.
Yeah. People that knew William as a child said that as soon as school finished, his mother would call him straight home. He was not allowed to play or do the things that kids normally do, like smoke weed.
Every day.
His mother passed away when William was 11, and he began to do drugs and hang out with the bad crowd.
I mean, again, this is probably us.
Yeah, exactly. I was exactly that age, actually. I think I was the bad crowd, and I turned the crowd into a bad, like, I just corrupted.
You converted everybody?
Yeah, exactly. I was like, hey, smoke this.
I mean, that's what you're supposed to do at that age. Just, like, put a bunch of rock posters up, listen to music that your parents just don't understand, smoke a lot of weed, wear weird clothes, and, you know, be smelly and dirty.
Yeah, you're boring if you don't do that. That's just like, I don't want to sit there.
Then you're a fucking square.
Yeah, what do you want to do? Homework? What the fuck? Get out of here, Jimmy.
Boo.
So at 24 years old, William Patrick Mitchell had become a farmhand, which I'm not really is he just helps on the farm? I feel bad for not knowing that, but you know, we don't live near farms that much.
Yeah, this is LA, so I don't know what a farm is. Yeah, I would think that it's just like one of the people that works on the farm. So I would assume there's like farm owners and farm hands. I don't know. That's what I'm assuming.
Like farm legs and farm necks. Farm faces. I'm the face of the farm.
You guys, I'm just the shin bone of the farm. I really hold it together.
At least you're not the elbow.
Nobody likes elbow.
Yeah. I would be the thumb. I feel like you can't do anything without the thumb of the farm.
You know what? Good point.
Yeah. Try it. See what happens. Okay, so he had become a farmhand and was friends with 31-year-old Karen. Karen McKenzie, I believe. Yeah, Karen, a mother of three from a rural area of You gotta help me with this one.
Greeno?
Greeno? Not Drano, but Greeno. Greenoff. That's phonetically, it looks like a Greenoff. So outside of Perth, Australia. She had recently rejected his advances, which had disappointed William. I
mean, this is just the story of every woman's life ever.
Yeah, he just turned him down, and they get a little disappointed, but I think he took it a little far. So on February 21st, 1993, under the influence of weed, alcohol, and amphetamines, this guy was super crossfaded.
Awesome.
Yeah. Woo for amphetamines. Mitchell went to the remote rural Mackenzie house. The oldest son, 16-year-old Daniel, heard a car pull up, and since this was uncommon for a house in the middle of nowhere, he went to investigate. Upon confronting Mitchell, he killed him in the driveway. It's fucking sad. Then William headed into the house to find Karen asleep. He murdered her and raped her body. I guess this, you put, I don't know why that sequence matters to me in here. But it matters to me too.
Like, I know that's, I mean, it's all really disgusting.
Yeah.
But it's not like he raped her, then he killed her.
Yeah, which one's worse?
He killed her, and then he raped her body.
But which one's worse? Because if you were dead when you got raped, would you know you were raped?
I know. I don't know.
But is it creepier that he raped the dead body?
That's fucking creepy to me.
Yeah,
that's why it matters to me. It's just like, oh, that's gross. But it's like, what do I want? To fucking survive? And just be like, well, at least I was alive for the rape.
Yeah.
Like, fuck,
yeah, just fuck my corpse. It's cool. It's fine.
I'm chill. I can't feel a thing.
Yeah. Hopefully rigor mortis set in and something bad happens to you. Like you get shit on or something. I hope I have the last laugh.
Joke's on you, buddy.
Yeah. Okay, so... When finished, gross, he went to look for the daughters, Amara, who was 7 years old, and Katrina, who was 5. The girls had slept through the initial 2 murders, which is fucking crazy, because how do you sleep through that?
Right. I would think that you would hear something, because it's coming from all angles. It's outside, it's downstairs.
Yeah.
But
it's a car, then your brother, then the murder, then the rape. So
there's a lot going on.
I mean, you must have heard a bed rocking at least to wake up or something.
Something going bump in the night.
Yeah. So the girls slept through the murders, and although the 2 girls were also murdered, the details were deemed too horrific to be released to the public. Which is awful.
So I have a friend that's Australian, and she said that that's kind of a normal thing. Like, that sounds really weird to me, because in America, we're pretty much obsessed with anything gruesome and horrific.
Yeah.
And we want to know, like, all the fucking details here.
Yeah.
But I guess in Australia, that's very normal.
But isn't it like, wasn't that the whole thing too, where if you release the details before someone's been convicted, then like the Stephen Avery thing where it's like, they did this, and then you're just demonized, and and it kind of compromises like a fair trial.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's one of the things that comes into play in America, but they're just like, we don't even want the general public to know.
I kind of like that, but I want to know the details. But like,
I mean, you and I want to know the details.
They can tell us, but just leave the rest of the population.
Don't tell anyone else. It's just our little secret, Australia. Tell me everything.
I like secrets. Let's do that. That's, I don't know. Just if it's too heinous, like, fuck.
I know. I was like thinking because men wonder why women lie and say they have a boyfriend. And it's because a man will respect another man before accepting that a woman doesn't want him. This is why women can't tell the truth.
Yeah. I have a boyfriend. It's like, no, you don't. You just, you don't want to fucking date that guy.
You just are waiting for the right dick. And I'm here, baby.
Yeah. I hate, that when you say, like, I have a boyfriend, and you're like, I have a girlfriend. They're like, oh, yeah?
Awful. God, idiots.
Yeah, idiots. I mean, not all guys, but it's happened
but it happens.
So often.
It happens too much.
It's so normal now that, like, when people ask me, like, do you have a boyfriend? Yes, I do.
Absolutely, every fucking time.
I don't want to sit there and be like, it just takes too long.
I don't want to explain to you. Yeah. I don't want to just say, hey, I don't fucking like you. Yeah. Because you're going to murder me.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no fucking way. Like, and this is why you don't tell people, like, it's, people are going to fucking murder you if they're that crazy. Like, what if they just happen to be that crazy person on the street that's like...
Yeah, I feel like that happens too often.
Yeah, and it's, I guess it's the people you know. It's really not the people on the street. You're just like, no, I don't, I'm not into you, Steven. And then Steven goes fucking crazy. And all right, so... 5 days after the murder, William Mitchell attended the funeral like a creepy, evil fucking fuck. Oh my God.
That is the creepiest to me. And I know it's so normal. Like, you hear that all the time.
Yeah, they go back to the scene.
They always go back to the scene. Yeah. They go to the funeral. Whatever.
It's a place of respect. God damn it.
But it just seems like that's the creepiest thing. Like, what is, I don't know. I need to, like, dig into the psychology of that because I'm way too curious. But I want to know.
Didn't anyone at the funeral was like, hey, who's that guy?
Yeah, nobody knows that guy.
Yeah, I guess, like...
He's not a family member. He's not even crying.
Doesn't even go here.
He's jerking off in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Somebody stop him. His dick is out.
Seriously.
Like, what a fucking creep.
He's the worst. He's fucking terrible. So it took the police 5 weeks to gather enough evidence to arrest Mitchell, which I don't think sounds too long, actually. America's like, you sit in jail for a year.
Right, and
while
then
we
there's
build
just
a case.
The cops bumbling the case right and left. I don't know.
And they're like, who are you again? What are you?
Mitchell. Wait, were you the guy jerking off at the funeral?
Okay, so it took him 5 weeks to gather enough evidence to arrest Mitchell. A hand lotion used by the killer was a key piece of evidence to catch him.
He's like, this murder made me real ashy.
I like to stay hydrated. Motherfucking Lubriderm crack the fucking case. Like, are you serious? Way to go, Lubriderm.
Lubriderm strikes again.
Yeah. Mitchell denied knowledge of the crime. But that is my lotion, so I'll take that back.
I think I left this here, you guys.
How'd you get that? Yeah. So after an episode of attempted self-harm where William Patrick Mitchell was taken to the hospital, he finally confessed. The crime has been called one of the worst crimes in Western Australia, and details of the murders were withheld from the public as they were deemed too gruesome and horrific. The case was so heinous that many Australians were asking for the return of the death penalty. Which is crazy. They don't even like guns, so like the death penalty must be like way crazier. I mean,
Australia's pretty upset.
Yeah, I mean, it's too bad it's not like, just prison justice, where in America you're like, okay, we don't need the death penalty. Somebody's gonna stab him, or possibly 5 dudes are gonna gang rape him later.
Just like Dahmer, someone could come after him.
Exactly. So Mitchell pleaded guilty to 4 counts of willful murder.
Yeah, willful? What the fuck?
What's non-willful? Like,
I accidentally murdered someone.
I tripped, fell, landed, and stabbed him. So,
like, I really didn't want to, but I still murdered him.
Yeah.
Like, even though my heart wasn't in it,
yeah,
I still did it.
I did it. It was, exactly.
It was just a bad day at work, And I just had to do it.
Okay, and 4 counts of willful murder, 4 of sexual assault. The judge ordered the exact details of the manner of death for the 3 children to be sealed with a rare suppression order.
So I think crazy. I think that in Australia, maybe they withhold the details for a while, but then maybe they can release some, but a suppression order is like no details whatsoever.
Never.
And again, Australia, if you're out there and you're listening, just hit us up.
Yeah. Australia, can you hear me? Let me know the deets. It's like kind of like they put the files in a box, locked it, and threw away the fucking key, which is so...
Nobody really knows.
Now I really want to know. I mean, you could have just told me, more. Like, you could have just stopped what they were just killed, and I'd be like, oh, okay, whatever.
Yeah,
and then,
without the suppression order, but now you got the suppression order, and you got me interested.
Here's a real fucked up part. Okay, so Mitchell was given 4 life sentences, which, okay, that's cool, with a 20-year non-parole period, meaning he would be eligible for parole after serving 20 years, which is just fucking ridiculous.
Right.
Due to the public outcry, thank God, at the sentence, a Crown appeal ordered his non-parole period revoked. Whoop, whoop. Thank goodness. That'd be such a downer if they're like, 20 years.
Just let him out, you know?
Yeah, just let him think about it for 20 years. So, despite a series of Supreme and High Court appeals, including a ruling that Mitchell never be released, another appeal overturned that decision and reinstated his 20-year non-parole period. If a current review of his non-parole period is unsuccessful, he would have been eligible for parole in 2013. So, it's 2016, so I'm guessing he's not out. So
he's still in jail.
Woo!
Hooray.
Yay. So in October of 2007, the mother of Karen McKenzie, Barbara Marchant, received a threatening letter she believed from an associate of William Patrick Mitchell. The letter read, "Found you, bitch."
That's a strong beginning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You really want to start strong.
I would look behind me like instantly, just, well, who found me?
Dear Barbara. Found you, bitch.
Had someone look for you. Got a photo of your little girl. Short hair, white shirt, and a little skirt. Nice. See you when I get out. Yeah, nice. Yeah, that would sound more Australian, actually. See you when I get out.
That is just fucking this dude. This dude is such a creep.
Yeah, which I wonder if he really wrote it, but they say that Corrective Services Minister Margaret Quirk confirmed that the letter had not been sent from the maximum security Casuarina, the prison.
Whatever prison.
Yeah, that prison, the C prison, where Mitchell was being held, but could not rule out that he got someone else to write and send it. But, like, couldn't you look at his letters and be like...
Or his known associate. Like, there's just got to be a way to track it, especially now. I could understand that happening in the 50s or something. Like, we don't know where this letter came from. But if you track down who's been writing him, who's been visiting him, and then see what neighborhoods they are, and where the post office is that the fucking letter came from.
And who lives near that fucking post office. Because people are stupid and they don't think about those things. Right. So I would definitely go to, like, a post office 20 miles from me. I would make that drive.
We're smart, though.
Yeah. So since the beginning of 2009, Mitchell has been held at Bunbury Prison.
That sounds adorable.
I was going to say it sounds delicious. Like, Bunbury. Prison under medium security. When the 20-year-old period arrived in 2013, William Patrick Mitchell was denied parole.
And really, I just need to know what medium security prison is because you fucking, like, horrifically murdered 4 people.
4 counts. And 4 counts sexual assault. Yeah.
And nobody wants anybody to know what happened to these kids. It's that bad. Yeah. But still medium security. Yeah. It just makes no goddamn sense to me.
You know what?
What do you have to do for maximum security?
Kill a kangaroo. A wallaby. Say something very negative about Crocodile Dundee. Or Vegemite.
It's just blasphemous. You have to go to maximum security right now. Nice. Oh, I don't know anything about Australia. No, literally, I know nothing.
Oh, I know about their animals a lot, which is great.
Quokkas. Are quokkas in Australia?
Quokka flame.
You guys, the official mascot of Murder Dictionary Podcast is the quokka.
So cute. Google it.
Anyway, so moving on to our last final murder for today. Our final axe murder is Tyree Smith.
I wish that the first murder, Licata, was named Tyree Smith because it would have been Irie Tyree.
These weed smokers are not imaginative. He should have thought about that ahead of time.
Okay, man. That would have been good.
So, 36-year-old Connecticut man Tyree Smith suffered from psychotic incidents since childhood and heard voices that told him to kill people.
Red flag.
Whew, big red flag. Distressed after losing his job at Starbucks in December 2010, Tyree Smith asked his brother-in-law to get him a gun.
I totally relate to that though, because I mean, not even relate. Like, my friend worked at Starbucks, and she would talk about, like, they'll send you to college. They have really good programs.
They make all these promises, the insurance, the benefits.
Insurance, benefits, free tea or coffee every week.
I mean, that's the biggest perk.
I'd be fucking pissed. You get free coffee on the job.
And then all of a sudden, no coffee. It might have been caffeine withdrawals.
Yeah, I'd get a gun, too.
I need a gun. I have no caffeine.
Yeah, just... I can't buy a cup of coffee. I'll just go. I would just make the switch to coffee bean. Like, it's clearly superior.
You guys really burned a bridge here. I'm going to coffee bean.
My qualifications are I worked at Starbucks and didn't buy a gun. So.
Also, I don't have a gun.
Yeah.
That's on the special skills portion.
Yeah. Hired.
So Smith's behavior frightened his family so much, they reported the incident to officials and his young son was taken away.
Okay. All right.
In mid-December, Smith showed up on the doorstep of Nicole Rabb, who was his cousin and landlord. He was rambling about Greek gods and a thirst for blood and said he'd killed a man with a hatchet.
Is that like the cousin of the axe?
The smaller,
weaker, or maybe more useful. I don't know.
Possibly. Yeah. Easier to swing.
Yeah.
It's the weak man's axe.
Yeah.
The cousin / landlord said he had expressed the intention to do it again. The landlord kicked him out the next night after she spotted Smith with bloodstains on his clothes, toting chopsticks and a bloody axe.
Creepiest part is what the fuck is toting chopsticks? That's the creepiest. Like an axe, I could be like, oh, he's a crazy person.
But what are the chopsticks doing there?
Yeah,
Did he stop? Like, I gotta get some chopsticks. This axe isn't powerful enough. I need to come in with these little jabs of chopsticks.
It's terrible. Like, and how do you hold an axe and a chopsticks? Like, and a chopstick. Like, I get it, but there's not. I mean, how do you swing? Like, swinging
and you're both at the same time.
Yeah, that's too much.
It's too much. Yeah. Way too much going on there. Yeah. But seriously, this is where they should have called the police.
Yeah.
I feel like they should have called the police
at chopsticks.
When the chopsticks really, it was
really
too much. It was way too much.
Yeah.
They just should have called when he showed up the first time and was like, "Hey, I want to fucking murder people."
Yeah.
But instead, she has to wait till, way later. But anyway, she saw the bloody axe and kicked him out. Mm-hmm. He said he was sleeping on a porch of an abandoned apartment building when 43-year-old Angel Gonzalez, a homeless man he apparently didn't know, woke him up and invited him in out of the cold. After entering the building, I know,
nice.
Angel.
Yeah.
After entering the building, Smith attacked Gonzalez with an axe. Afterwards, Smith allegedly took the organs to Lakeview Cemetery, where a relative of his was buried.
Burn. Like, what a way to burn yourself.
I'm just going to give these as tribute.
Yeah.
So some people leave flowers, but I'm going to bring you these organs.
I brought you a... It's like
they
when
seem useful since you're dead.
Yeah, when your cat brings a mouse to the door.
It's exactly the same thing. At the cemetery, he said he ate the brain matter and an eyeball, which he claimed tasted like an oyster. For all you seafood lovers out there. He washed it all down with a bottle of sake. That's where the chopsticks came from.
Oh.
Before heading over to Subway. Eat fresh. I think if pedophile Jared can be a Subway spokesperson, then so can cannibal Tyree Smith. I think he needs to get hired.
Tyree Smith for Subway.
Jared's in jail. Irie can take over. Let's do this.
Exactly.
Less than a month after the killing, Smith was treated at St. Vincent's Medical Center's Behavioral Health Unit after he was found in a pharmacy bleeding from his wrist, which police say he had slashed with a box cutter.
Ouch.
Yikes. On January 20th, after Smith made his alleged confession to his cousin, he boarded a Greyhound bus for Florida and arrived in Panama City on January 23rd. Luckily, he wasn't like the cannibal on the bus where he freaked out.
Oh my
That's
God.
what I was thinking would happen here, but it didn't.
First of all, I've taken a Greyhound bus from like Sacramento down.
Yeah,
and I couldn't.
The Greyhounds.
I could not go Amtrak any day, but Greyhound from Florida, like,
that seems excessive.
That's gotta be fucking awful.
The types of people that would be on a Greyhound bus in Florida, they
were sipping scissor from Sacramento on the back all the way down to Los Angeles.
Party bus.
Yeah, I was almost like, can I get in on that? But then I was like,
you're like, yeah, I'm on a Greyhound.
Yeah. I don't
want to be high AF on a Greyhound.
I got high AF outside the Greyhound during our breaks by myself, and then I smoked a joint with like this old white man who seemed pretty chill, was not on
least
scissor.
Murdery.
Yeah, I mean, actually, looking at it now, he had all the signs of like being kind of murdery.
He was an old white dude, you mean?
That's exactly. And he had like a fucking beard, like long, and he got holes in his shirt, had his own joint rolled, and it was some swag weed, like. Murder. He was hiding behind everything, and
he was being sketchy about his weed.
Well, yeah. I mean, I guess you can't. We were at like a gas station, so you couldn't like just blaze it up. But I asked him if he wanted some tacos, and he said no. And I was like, this man's a fucking murderer.
You don't like tacos? Yeah. You're clearly insane.
I guess I'll. Don't talk to me, Billy. Come on. Get out of here, man. I'll hit this and then I gotta go on the bus. No, I don't want to sit next to you. Totally sat next to me.
Not making friends.
Yeah. It was awful.
So while Smith was on his journey to Florida, the cousin/landlord learned of the discovery of Gonzalez's body and contacted the police. Should have done it a while ago.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Fucking late to the game.
Police located Smith at a Lynn Haven apartment. At the time of his arrest, Smith was in the company of a woman who police said was unaware of Smith's actions, and authorities reported that she had fully cooperated with their efforts. I mean, I don't know, to find out, like, as the woman that's been hanging out with this dude, just like, oh yeah, he fucking axe murdered people and ate this dude. No big deal.
That's my homie. What are you talking about?
He was so chill.
He was chill.
Police later discovered the bloody axe and an empty bottle of sake in a stream bed off Boston Avenue.
But what about the chopsticks?
Where did they go? They were magic and they just disappeared. While in custody, Smith explained that the voices in his head had commanded him to eat another man's brain to help him study the ins and outs of human behavior. Smith also consumed the eyes so the voices would be able to see into a spiritual plane of existence.
That's just fucking...
Totally makes sense.
Just meditate or something. Fucking... Just take some acid. I don't know. Get trippy like that. Don't pop eyeballs. Like, that doesn't... Like,
it's not going to solve anything,
You're a
dude.
fucking idiot.
A month later, the victim's body was discovered on a mattress inside a vacant, abandoned apartment building where Smith had lived as a child.
Again, burning himself at the cemetery and the same place. Like, we could tie you to all these places.
Right.
Like,
just leaving evidence everywhere, just pointing to yourself.
And in a mattress? How do you fucking put someone in a mattress? Like, I
think it was supposed to be on a mattress.
Okay, I was like, that is some shit.
He did like a FBI drug raid and just opened the mattress and then was like, oh, I'll hide this here now.
Yeah, the cops totally thought they had like a lot of cocaine. They're like, we're going to get this bus.
It's a body?
It's a fucking body.
I was hoping this was coke that we could just turn around and sell on the streets.
Yep.
In July, a Connecticut court found him not guilty by reason of mental disease or defect. Tyree Smith was committed to a high-security psychiatric hospital for 60 years. The defense's case rested mainly on the testimony of Yale University psychiatrist Dr. Reena Kapoor. She testified that Smith retained his lust for human flesh after his arrest, even offering to eat her.
Like as a sexual advance? Like,
just like, hey girl,
I want to eat you.
I want to eat you. Yeah, I don't think like that. I
want to eat your heart out.
Oh, I get it.
Oh, that's so sweet.
So nice.
Yeah.
Of you. What? I mean, I thought nobody would offer. You know, but you did, and you're a sweetheart.
Yeah.
Dr. Reena Kapoor said he was hearing voices that were instructing him to kill certain people, a pedophile priest, a cop in Bridgeport whom he thought was involved in drugs.
Very specific.
And I want this lady's job.
She's like, crazy. All right, you are insane.
Smith apologized for killing Angel Gonzalez, saying, I'm really sorry for what I did, and that I couldn't be myself. It really had nothing to do with the other person.
Is that nice or selfish? Like, I don't...
I think it's
nice.
just accurate.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even, I don't know if nice is the word. It's just
maybe it's
like
not nice. Comforting?
He had some awareness of like the fact that he had a complete break. The apology surprised relatives and friends of Mr. Gonzalez who were in the courtroom. A family member said, "We waited for 2 years to hear Tyree say that he was sorry. What he said today caught me off guard, but I feel he meant what he said."
Okay.
Maybe
that gave him closure a little bit.
The family could kind of move on or something.
At least they weren't like, she was tasty. Sorry for eating her. Sorry I didn't, sorry I didn't save you some. You know, like something fucked up like that. I don't know. I guess
at
that's
least
really
he apologized.
depressing.
And I just feel like he also just didn't know. Like, he apologized for something when he clearly wasn't even in his right mind or body. Like,
that's true.
He just didn't even know what was going on. And I don't know.
You said you would want that job. I don't know if I could go home every night and be like, fuck, man.
Just like make dinner, chill with your kids.
Yeah.
Like,
that guy said he wants to fucking eat me. Like, that's going to haunt me right when I go to bed and be like, who's going to fucking eat me?
I guess I'm just going to have to read about murder cases instead.
Yeah.
Have a little bit of distance between me and the guy that eats eyeballs to see feelings.
Yeah. Yeah. To open his third eye. He ate an eye. What a fucking asshole.
Oh my God. All right, so that's been Letter A Axe Murder for the first episode of Season 1 for Murder Dictionary. Yeah. Thanks for joining us, you guys.
Thanks.
You can like, rate, review, subscribe on iTunes. We'd really appreciate it. Mm. And also, we have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We're everywhere. Yep. So come check us out.
Billboards coming soon.
Coming soon.
We're gonna
your way.
We're gonna be in every men's bathroom, like
we're in you right now. Actually,
I want to be inside you.
Definitely, you guys check us out. Thank you for listening and hit us up on social media.